Hi there, it's Jon Binnie here, and I also have our beautiful little Papillon Patch. Say hello, Patch. He's sleeping. He's sleeping, so I'll keep my voice down. Well, I won't really. I think he enjoys my voice. So welcome along to my monthly reflections, and these are reflections where each month I look back at the incredible experiences that I've had as a full-time spiritual psychic mentor, the mission that I'm here to serve, my life and business reflections, so the lessons, the challenges I've experienced, and the opportunities for continued growth and exploration, and also what's coming up next month. Okay, so it's always important for me to remember, and I have my phone here to check, is why? Like, why am I doing this? So there's lots of reasons, and the first, specifically about my business, the purpose of my business is really the focus of my mission. And I have my mission on the homepage of jonbinnie.com. So this is my website that I lovingly created myself and maintain. You can tell it's got a picture of me, see? And if I scroll a little bit down on the mobile version or on the desktop version, it's like side by side. My mission. So my mission is to help thousands and in time millions of people navigate through their life journeys, through their spiritual awakenings, to empower people to find their life purpose, deepen their daily practices, embody and put into practice their physical and metaphysical abilities to help this whole world's transformation from within. And then there's a button you can click on to learn more. So there are some extended aspects of that, and it includes, when you read the full link, is that there's more also about me helping harmonize the darkness and light within each of us and across this planet to bring greater peace, equality, compassion, and forgiveness and unconditional love to this world. And so that's my mission, and it's an honor to be here. Let's start with some of the reflections, some of the things that have happened this this month. So if I just go back in my calendar here on my phone, so in the week of we're 30th of October as I'm recording this, so whether I've posted it today or tomorrow on Halloween, happy Halloween. And yeah, it's been a really fascinating journey. October's definitely been a month of exploration, and I don't have a business plan, right? I have a mission, and so this mission is balanced. If you read that learn more link on the homepage of my website, you'll learn more about the balance I have with my life. So one of my key trade-offs between my business and my life, my work-life balance, as people would call it, is that I always focus on filling my cup first so that I can be happy, healthy, sustainable, and I can serve more people. Because I know that I'm never going to be able to scale if I'm not happy, healthy, and a big part of my mission is to help, we heard, thousands and in time millions of people. So in October we have reached 16,000 subscribers. So thank you so much. 16,061. So thank you so much for that. I'm just looking at the app here on YouTube, and it feels really good because I feel like I'm reaching more people and I'm helping more people, and that feeling is the most important thing to me as part of that mission of my business. I would say in my personal life, October's definitely settled more as well. So there's still been some awesome adventures, and yet it's also been a journey of checking in on the balance, making some adjustments in my perfect weekly work schedule, And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun trying things out, and we'll come on to those in a moment. I'm just looking at what happened in the 1st of October in that week. I was just wrapping up the Higher Self Intermediate Training class that started in August. So that class of 3, you know who you are, that graduated. Congratulations to you. And you were just such a fabulous class to take through and to witness your individual growth, and as a class, like coming together and connecting together. It was just really touching. So thank you for that. I also started in the month with an exorcism in the first week, and I was also getting some work done at home. I was getting some modifications, that repairs done to our bathroom, and it's like this day, like look at this day where it's just like all booked, like from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's not client bookings, but it's like some blocks for, I just had one client booking that day. That was a lovely client booking. I remember that. Thank you so much. But there was these chunks of time free for a plumber visiting, and then also I met with my accountant, Joanna. And then in the evening, I drove up to Edinburgh and I did a presentation on AI. So it's Can You Teach AI Spirituality presentation. That was a lot of fun at the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. So that was Sir Arthur Conan Doyle Centre in the centre of Edinburgh. And oh, look, it's 77% on my phone. That happens a lot. And then I also went on a big adventure. So it incorrectly has a different location in my calendar. I went down to Oxfordshire, and I had an amazing time doing a visit and live stream with Chloe Rose. So shout out to Chloe. If you remember that live stream, if you were there, please do make sure you follow Chloe Rose. She's just fantastic, and it was so cool working with someone side by side. We were sat side by side in the motorhome. That was a lot of fun while seeing each other on screen. And we also got to visit the famous Witchwood, or famous in Chloe's universe, and it's so cool. I always feel like we're all of us are famous in our own universes, right? Depending on who we connect with and subscribe to in our various social media platforms. That was just an amazing fun, and I really enjoyed it. Really loved the new motorhome. It was some of the first camping in the campsite we stayed at. I said it was just fantastic. Patch was with me as well. He loved it. So then fast forwarding a little bit through the first week, I had a steady stream of client sessions. And we also, on the 9th of October, I did a collaboration with Viviane Heller, Linda G, and myself. We went live together. So that was a lot of fun. It was fun working together. I've never done like a three-way live stream with Linda before. So that was a lot of fun. And at points, I remember we hit over 1,500 people concurrently in the live stream, which blew my mind. And Linda had to leave in the first hour, but left it running on her channel. So that was amazing. We got to meet a lot of new people. And it's also interesting, in my journey with Linda, when I first met with her and went on her show mid-November last year, that's when my business really picked up and had a huge flurry of bookings. Now, very interestingly, when I go live with her, going at her show, there's some activity around it. It is very different, and I like that whole range of experiences. And I don't count any. I don't judge either experience of whether something generates no bookings or saturates me with bookings, because for me that whole spectrum of experiences is so valuable, and I'm just so grateful for continuing to have bookings out about 3 months or so in advance. I'm booked to around the 27th of January just now, and that's been consistent for over a year now. 3 to 5.5 months of bookings, just varying month by month, and it's a lovely feeling. It still, you might think, oh, Jon, you can just sit back and do nothing. It still brings, for me, psychologically and emotionally, some challenges. Sometimes I feel a little bit overwhelmed, or I feel kind of trapped by it, and other times I feel, the 99% of the time, I just feel so grateful. And I must admit, my wife in particular, she's far more kind of philosophical and pragmatic about these things, and she says a lot, that of course your business feels sustainable, and if you ever wanted to earn more money, you would just offer new services, or increase the number of bookings you do, or whatever you want to do. That you know that it works, so just remember that. and that's really interesting, because I do feel this inevitability. It's over a year and a half now. We're in October, so it would have been June, July, August, September, October, so 5 months, so 17 months I've been running my business. It's a long time, right? It's not that far off 2 years, and at some point you have to accept to yourself and say, it's all fine, it's sustainable. How you feeling? Are you tired? Little Patch. Hello, buddy. Look, you on camera. You see? Oh, you look sleepy. You look sleepy, buddy. You have a good sleep. He's like staring. So yeah, that's just been and continues to be a fabulous feeling. Very, very grateful. We also had a beautiful week off. I was wondering where the month went. We had most of a week down in the northeast of about 4 nights down in the northeast of England, Northumberland, a place called Amble. That was beautiful. Rambling in Amble. That was a lot of fun. I did some walking videos, which you guys seem to really enjoy. And then we came back. Our daughter was visiting, so we did had some fun adventures with her. She was back from university for the weekend. And then I started the Higher Self Foundational Training again. So this is something like the 5th time I'm running that course since I started my business. And every time, I was just saying to the class last night, I was saying, every time I run the course, I feel like I am leveling up. So I attract in clients, participants into the training course that are, every time it feels like you're of a higher capability and higher vibration. And so I have to level up with every time I run the training, and I keep updating the training course. And I love that. It feels very natural. I don't want that feeling of things being stale. And I love the exploration and the innovation and the discussion. A lot of people give me, in the training courses, give me feedback. So I'm often beavering away, typing away, and making corrections. Plus I'm often generating, I create a lot of content. So there's a lot of new stuff coming into the courses. And I make sure that that's always like kept up to date and relevant with what's going on in both my experiences and belief systems, and also available materials to share. And coming up for this week, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. Well, just at the end of last week, I was up in near Aberdeen, so the northeast of Scotland. I was up for an overnight last weekend, getting a new suspension fitted. It's fabulous. I love it for our motorhome, so that's just wonderful. And then I came back for the weekend and did a wonderful collaboration with the Fascinating Fairy, a song called The Raven. That was great fun. Thank you, Fascinating Fairy. And yeah, this week, it's Halloween week, right? So it's definitely been more. I was up in Edinburgh on Monday, receiving a wonderful reflexology treatment by my friends as well. That was just after the live stream. And this week, well, last night was a lot of fun. It's so rare for me, and I really wanted to just be transparent and not hide this. Last night I slept for 3 hours because I was working till about 1:30 a.m. doing a live stream with Sarah at UFO Girly, and then I'm up at 5 a.m. And I just wanted to turn up to this video tired because I want it to be, this is as much for me as it is for you guys. And so I really want to witness those times, because almost without exception, October's been fabulous for my work-life balance, including a week, holiday, vacation. And yes, I've created a lot of videos. I've really felt the shift, especially in the last few days, but overall through October, it's been way better for that balance. More flexibility, more autonomy about the way I work. I've not had to reschedule any client sessions that I can remember, not this month. Some of you, one or two of you, have rescheduled your bookings, which is fine. I think I allow it up to 36 hours before the session. And that's made a huge difference. So having living and breathing an exception like this is helpful. So if I kind of come on to some of the things that I want to really learn from, I would say that yesterday I did I can flash up the, you got a glimpse of the colors there. The red parts are I had a 10 a.m. client session, I had a 2 p.m. client session, a 4 p.m. client session, and then I was running my foundational training for an hour after that. And then I rested for a little while and then went live just after midnight. So that was a really long day. I did have an hour's sleep halfway through the day, and that really helped. I think, it helped turn today into a day that really the recovery can just be, some quite long, look at me rub my eye. It can just be a real long nap. And tonight I'm really excited to go along to Chloe Rose's event. She's got I think it's Activates Your Witch Within, or Your Inner Witch, Your Witch Within, I think, event. So looking forward to that. It's at 8 p.m. UK time, and it's a Zoom session, so a private session. So really excited to go on that. And thank you to one of my clients and friends that invited me along to join in. And it's Halloween tomorrow, so I'm running an in-person event, and it's in the very place where I had my awakening 8 years ago. So it's the Spot Village Hall where I first experienced my first hour of meditation, and I saw the planets and the stars and all the energy flowing between them, and that was just incredible to witness. Now I can't mute my mic, so apologies for any gulping sounds. Okay. So let's also talk about a couple of the things that have really stood out for me, because yesterday was a really strong reminder that my physical health comes first. And this work is risky. If you ever wondered, I mentioned, I started the month with an exorcism. This work is serious, right? It's not just risky for your health. It's risky to your soul. And I know this, if you watch my deepest, darkest shadow work from 2023, the summer of 2023, well, I think the video is a couple months later. You can just search, that's the title, Deepest, Darkest Shadow Work, Jon Binnie. It is, well, to me, whenever I have these opportunities to reflect, I look back at that experience and the growth that it brought me, but it was such trauma and pain through those weeks and months around that time. It's really taught me to take really good care. This isn't a job where you can just tire yourself out and recover at the weekend. This is a job that, a mission that will burn me out and bleed me dry if I don't have a sustainable balance. And I have noticed, for example, that even after, and some, I'd say that almost exclusively the client sessions I've done this month have just been phenomenal. Like, you guys are just incredible. Meeting you, doing the live ones, doing the recorded sessions, that's just a beautiful experience. So thank you. And at the end of a day's work, I feel like I'm living my dream life. I feel very happy and joyful and high vibration in my heart. I have caught myself wanting to snack and eat heavier foods to bring my vibration back down. Sometimes I get scared because I kind of don't know where it's going. It's like, where is the joy going to take me? Who am I going to become as I become more and more joyful? What will I lose? Because these patterns, these cycles of facing fears and then stepping through into new avenues and new explorations of joy subconsciously reminds me that I'm going to lose something. I'm going to lose something in my life that was a comfort zone or even a fear or held me down. So I've definitely as a result of this, the last few days, I've been upping my grounding. So I've been out in the garden there, out in the grass, and in part you've seen me doing the mini Binnie me, videos. That they've just been a lot of fun, and I also take the opportunity to ground during those videos, the creation of those. So yeah, some really interesting explorations. One is the 5D Ascension class is now so free of charge every second week, on a Tuesday probably, but I love that I can change it. I mean, I've not promised you a specific date, right? So I get to decide what day of the week it is and what time, and I'm just adjusting it around client sessions and also my own workload in that day in particular. That's been really, really helpful, and it's been a lot of fun. So what really stood out this month was the light language, teaching light language. Like, we had Archangel Michael swearing and telling us to stop sending him so much love during that session, which was really funny. And then we also had spirit guides. People were making their spirit guides cry with happy tears, and that just melted my heart. And then your reaction, so many of you turned up. If you think about my mission of being able to help thousands and in time millions of people, I can't do it one-to-one, right? I'll likely always have some one-to-ones. I really enjoy that work, so that's not stopping. And in addition to that, I know that I need to, in addition to the live streams I'm doing Mondays and Thursdays with Viviani, we're now just on Monday, we had over 111 people in the live stream, and we're getting, sometimes 100 requests, and we just can't get through them all, right? We'll get through a fraction of that in a live stream. So I'm always thinking about how I can help empower you guys to do it yourself, to help you help yourselves and to scale that help. So that's one thing I've been doing, is really focusing on teaching for free so that there's as few barriers as possible at scale for you guys to connect with that teaching of empowerment. And so the light language class really stood out to me this month. And then I also experimented twice with live streams for members. YouTube is difficult when it comes to members, and it seems to rely on a very kind of static state for the membership levels and offerings, and also StreamYard's not amazing with I'm not sure it really fully understands when something's completely live and with member only permission. So that's something I'm checking in on, even though I'd constantly go back and check it. So making sure that's okay. I'm not thinking about it this week about whether I'll go ahead with regular membership, YouTube membership live streams. I'm going to focus on that after Halloween, so when I'm less tired, and just figure out if I do it, how often will I do it. But I've done it twice now. It was a lot of fun. You guys are amazing, and thank you for your kind feedback. There's a lot of support from you for me to do it. I'm just feeling into, would I really go up from 4 hours a week of live streams to 5? You know, regardless of whether they're paid or not, that's kind of comes secondary. It's the health and sustainability, and then the energy levels. I find it quite hard doing a 1 hour live stream, get about a 20-minute break, and then doing a 2 hour live stream. It's a lot. Most people do 1 hour, right? So I'll definitely feel into that. And then also we started the Heart Aligned Business Alchemy workshop. So that alternates with the 5D Ascension class. And it's so funny, these explorations side by side, I couldn't really figure out why I was being guided to follow that pattern. And really it's because they coexist. I only learned this during the actual workshop itself. Really, the two do coexist well together. And so, for example, in the very first one we did on Tuesday this week, a couple of days ago, it was so lovely. We focused on self-care approach first to business, opening up to receive, so creating lots of space in your calendar each week to receive and rest, and that these and explore, and these things are really the things that fuel your abundance in your health and in your business and in your life. And we also focused on the kind of mission statement, that thing that I came up with for myself. You know, this, we did an approach of where we connect with your soul, your higher self, and also your future self. So if you did attend that, or if you're interested in the replay, do take a look. It's on the homepage of my YouTube channel now. I think it's under Jon's popular playlists. So take a look at that. You'll see that there's the Heart Aligned Business Alchemy workshop, again, free of charge. And it's just so lovely. Quite a few people were talking about their businesses, some very different. I remember someone was maybe a jeweler, someone was interested in, could they, go ahead and use their Facebook group to kind of monetize it or make a living from it. And it's interesting because although it's not always super intuitive for us humans, and it doesn't really align with our kind of capitalism or Western approach to business, and for good reason, right? Which is that as soon as you get clear on your mission, your life purpose, your soul purpose, what is the why for your business, then you can answer all these questions, and way easier, right? Because I do feel you can make money out of almost anything. You just need to choose a mission that you really love and brings you joy and connects with your superpowers and feels in alignment with your soul and your heart. And we're all beautifully unique. We all have these incredible superpowers, so we can all celebrate that and share it with each other. And it means that when we're doing our own work, others will likely value it because it's our unique superpower, right? Whatever it is. So time will tell if I'm right. And I also want to give a special shout out to 3 people. So I've spoken about Chloe Rose already. And just a shout out to Chloe Rose, just seeing your continued exploration and expansion, her website, her offerings, her live streams are fantastic. Even what really stood out for me was Chloe stepping into her power and doing some dragon light language was really amazing to see. And thank you, Chloe, for coming along. She's been really instrumental in the early stages of the Heart Aligned Business Alchemy and many other things. And for the business mentorship, she was also really great in the session. So I just want to say thank you for in the live stream for lending your support and being very honest and transparent about the challenges of when we work together, and then how they also have influenced the way I work and have created huge mutual benefit through that. So thank you. Also shout out to Viviane Heller. Just amazing to see you every Monday and Thursday, and I'm so grateful for live streams. They're so much fun. And today's is a Halloween one, so we have a special thumbnail. If I remember, I will organize some Halloween music as well. I've written quite a few Halloween songs, predictably. And then a massive thank you to Viviane for a continued support. Viviane just helps me expand in my confidence and hands-on practice work, and also it's super fun supporting Viviane on her journey. So if you're interested in pet healing, her Reiki, her quantum healing, her Akashic Records work, do check out Viviane's, come along to the live stream, check out Viviane's website and channel. And also a shout out to Amanda Marek, who we see more of on Instagram, and she is doing more now on YouTube also. And all three of you have graduated from my higher self intermediate training, so the foundation and the intermediate training. And it's really wonderful to see all three of you grow. And this is a new journey for me, is mentoring people, and a lot of it's very public, right? We're busy sharing their content, and they're not just doing Jon Binnie services, right? They're all three are offering services beyond what I've taught them, and it's just so wonderful to be able to offer my support. And I hope that you see the opportunity as well. I feel a lot of it's also about exploring new ways of working together. So rather than, for the vast majority of the work we do together, it's for, mutual benefit. Like, there's no contracts. I don't get kickbacks or money back from them for these things. And it feels very much closer to what was coming up in my predictions for next year, is, the world shifting less from constant financial transactions and overemphasis on money to becoming much more about mutual value and benefit for each other. Because so many of these things, especially in this line of work where so much of it is energetically based, it feels so empowering. And finally, I'd also shout out to seeing, it was lovely to see some male clients this month. One day I just only had male clients, and that was totally, well, there's no such thing as coincidence, right? And also they them pronouns, and females. So it's just been lovely to continue to expand and see greater diversity from people. You're all from around the world, different genders, different backgrounds, wide range of ages. And I really welcome that. I really love it. I feel like the more diversity of the breadth of people around the world I connect with, the better it makes me. so thank you. And yeah, I'd finally just end by saying what's coming up in next month. Well, it feels like I'm going to be making some choices between things like, I mentioned YouTube members live stream. I did prepare quite a lot of effort and energy into the slides for the Heart Aligned Business Mentorship. So it'll be interesting to see how I sustain that going forwards. Will I invest that amount of time, or will I make it lighter weight? I'm also interested in offering some kind of start with very small business mentoring membership. Again, thinking about that and reflecting on it and just finding that right balance. So yeah, if you're interested, do come along. There's live streams Mondays and Thursdays. There's the 5D Ascension classes and Heart Aligned Business Alchemy workshops on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, I'm now going live with Natasha every second Wednesday for our Mindful Leadership podcast, because that was a lot more fun to do live. And of course, you can book me for a one-to-one session. Check out my predictions videos, my daily songs, my walks with Patch. We've not been in the trees this week. Well, it was, the last time I was on Friday. it's a busy week, Halloween, so it's just like, Jon, just pace yourself. So thank you so much. Myself, my wife, my kids, Patch, we're all so grateful for you, and just really love appreciating your kind love and support on this journey. However you choose to express that, and regardless of whether you pay me money or not for the services I offer, it is a true honor to support you on your journey. So thank you so much. All right. Well, I'll see you in the reflections in a month, the monthly reflections. I will be live today with Viviane Heller at 4:30 UK time. And remember, it's Chloe Rose's masterclass event tonight as well, 8 p.m. UK time, which must be something like 4 p.m. because it's just 4 hours difference this week. So 4 p.m. for Eastern time and 1 p.m. for Pacific. Apologies, Chloe, if I'm getting the wrong details. Please do just scroll down on my posts page and you'll see on YouTube, you'll see links to her event, or check out mystichearts.org, Chloe's website. Take care, everyone. Sending so much love, love, love. Goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Patch. Sending love.